Hola, mi gente. It's Angelique from Angelique Guides, Infrastructures for Conscious Leadership and Collective Healing. So, I want to talk a little bit about exit plans and FUBAR. Um, so, exit plans are something I talk about in my work, and it's the idea that when you're in a collaboration, a partnership, or community engagement, or your business, or I don't know, there's so many different things, a relationship. The possibilities are endless, but it's this idea of a really clear way of articulating when you need to execute an exit plan. So let me talk about the idea of an exit plan. It's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? And how do you know that it needs to happen? Right? So you're in this collaboration that started out like a honeymoon. Everything's great. Everything feels great, feels aligned. And then things start really getting dysfunctional. There's a part of this where there's like, well, let's have conversations. Let's try to work it out. And then there's a part where it no longer works. You've tried the conversations. You're not being heard. You're not being seen. You're not being acknowledged. The dynamics are not shifting. Things are staying the same. There's even like passive aggressive behavior happening, or aggressive behavior, or passive behavior, however you want to name that. Shit just starts going south. And I don't even want to say south because I feel like the south as a beacon is sacred. So it just starts getting really crazy. What happens then? We're not able to like work through it, grow through it. We have to come to a place where we're willing to release it and exit the collaboration, the project, the engagement, the relationship. So some of the first things that I like to do with folks is like, let's talk about unhealthy and healthy dynamics that you've been in and name those. Look at them. Look at the unhealthy ones first. We remember the shit that has traumatized us, right? We're like, oh my God, that collaboration was awful. I would say this and they would do this and this would happen, and it would just be like constantly a dog pissing contest. All right, get that down. Describe what that felt like in your mind. Describe what it did to your soul as a person and to your physical body, because your body feels it. It's like every time you're around that person, you tense up. And it's not you tense up like this, oh, they're too forward or direct and that makes me uncomfortable and blah, blah, blah. Not that shit. I'm talking about literally unhealthy dynamics that are happening. And every time you have to go see that person or talk to that person, your stomach gets in a knot, you feel uncomfortable, and just shit goes down. So identifying unhealthy dynamics that you've experienced and then healthy ones, so we know what it feels like when it goes good and we know what it feels like when it's going like shit, really bad. Right? And then we figure out these are the warning signs when things are going in a direction that we might need to exit this, and it cannot be salvaged. It cannot be fixed. We have to agree to disagree. We have to let each other know where we stand and leave it at that, and know that there is no possibility for us. So one of the things I do is I have people lay out what are the warning signs. I have them lay out like, what does completion look like? So yeah, you're part of a project or part of a thing, and you had a piece of that. And like we've been taught, like you finish no matter what, because that means that you're a finisher, you're dependable, reliable, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And if shit is really ugly, it might be in the best interest of the project for that split to happen quicker rather than later. So maybe you're looking for somebody to replace you. Maybe you're looking for, at what point do you feel comfortable and bringing something to the end, and then people finding someone else to fill that in. Because it is not heroic at all when there's dysfunction in an organization, when there's dysfunction in a team, when there's dysfunction in a project. Everybody could feel it, everybody could see it, and people are going at each other and then turn around and smile and it's like nothing. It can't be that way. That's so unhealthy, because the energy seeps through anyway. We all know that. We've all felt it when you step into a room and two people are having like friction, right? Now there's that, and then there's two grown-ass people recognizing that I don't like you. We need to work together and we can figure it out. You don't like me, and let's just agree to disagree. We don't have to like each other in order to be committed to something greater than us. We have to respect each other. And maybe that respect is not based on who you are, because I may not like that. It may be based on what you may be committed to. It may be based on just flat out human dignity because you're a human being. I'm gonna honor you. I'm not gonna treat you any differently, except we're not gonna be buddy buddy and you ain't eating in my house. Sorry, right? Like just some real big time grown ass like clarity around what's real. So you get that down. And then you create conversation starters because a lot of us struggle to like really talk our truth in situations like this. That may look like, hey, this is Angelique, and I want to meet. I want to talk about some things. We meet, we talk about like, hey, I'm going to finish this, and then this is my last one. This doesn't feel aligned for me. It doesn't feel good to me. And I'm grateful for the time that what's happened, and say that in an honest way. Don't bullshit anybody or lick their eyes, to say it in Spanish. Don't lick the eye, right? Don't do that. Walk within your integrity and truth. And you can do that without like knocking somebody out with your fist, right? We could own that. So when you do that, you create these conversation starters about what it can look like and practice that so that when you sit down, you're not trying to explain yourself, because if the communication hasn't been healthy thus far, what you think? You're gonna like the person's gonna at the end of that be like, oh yeah, I see your perspective. Can we work this out in a different way? No, you've tried that already. You've tried different methods and it hasn't. And so this is close. This is end. So you don't explain yourself to death. They didn't get you already. You just let them know it's not working and it's not aligned for you. And that's it. Thank you. FUBAR. FUBAR is an acronym used in the military. I'm not specific to what branch. I think maybe Army. I don't know. Again, I'm not like the wisdom body in that. But FUBAR is fucked up beyond repair. And I love this word or this acronym because it explains that sometimes it lets us know sometimes some things are so far gone that you can't even you can't fix it. And I don't know, we're living like in a delusional world where we continuously think that everything needs to look like unicorns and butterflies and rainbows. It seems just unrealistic to what's real and what can be painful, challenging, dysfunctional, psychologically unhealthy for folks. So we need to be really clear that it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to end relationships. And it's okay not to like somebody. And what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about like that racist bullshit, right? We're not there. What I'm specifically talking about is personalities and dynamics within people and relationships, whether it's collaboration, intimate relationships that do not work and that are unhealthy and produce damage, right? Is I don't like you because you eat spaghetti. That's ridiculous. Eat spaghetti all you want. I'm not eating spaghetti. You do it, right? It's not that. It's real unhealthy cycles and dynamics because people aren't clear about who they are or what they're up to. So take the time to create an exit plan. I do this with my clients and I do this with circles as we talk about what it looks like to enter into a conscious leadership position and kind of exit that as well. And knowing when to do that for yourself. Nobody can speak for you but you. So thank you. I hope this was helpful. I wish you paths of milk and honey and open roads. Shalom.